want to move on to the flurry of Edmonton Oilers deals that they made today.
So Stan Bowman woke up and saw that the Edmonton Oilers were like sixth in the Pacific somehow, and was like, "Oh, this is not good.
Yeah,
we need to make a change." They're actually fourth in the Pacific, but half a game ahead of San Jose, which has to be in a wake up call,
right?
And decided to make some phone calls. Started off the day with I wouldn't say a minor trade, but definitely not a big splashy trade, sending a 2027 third-round pick to the Nashville Predators in exchange for a 25-year-old defenseman Spencer Statsney.
Yeah.
And I don't hate this move for
Edmonton. I like this move a lot. I think Statsney is a guy. I haven't watched very many Nashville Predators games, but the ones that I have watched, I've seen him. He's been good. I think he's the kind of guy that could potentially help revitalize the Oilers' blue line a little bit, which has been struggling. So I like this move for them. Obviously, just losing a draft pick for it when you're a team that is as win now as the Oilers are, I think that's a very good trade for them. In fact, I'm a little shocked that Nashville would be willing to part with him for so little, just because I feel like he's a guy that could potentially be a bigger part of their future, or could have been a bigger part of their future, or could have been maybe acquired for something else, as part of like a bigger trade. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I mean, they've been rumored to be in the seller's market.
Yeah, but selling a 25-year-old guy who's kind of, I'm not like not breaking out, but like kind of breaking out this year as being like looking like a real NHL defenseman, I think is a bit of a weird position to sell in.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's Nashville for you.
I mean, yeah, they might be tearing everything down to the studs out there, which is wild considering what they did. 16
Last summer.
months ago.
Yeah. All right, but the big one, the big deal, and the reason that they went out and acquired a left-handed defenseman in Spencer Statsney was because of their trade with the Penguins. So Stuart Skinner, Brett Kulak, and a 2029 seconds went to the Penguins in exchange for Tristan Jarry and Sam Poulin, which I think is an absolute theft by Kyle Dubas and the Penguins here. I mean, maybe Tristan Jarry is the answer to the goalkeeping woes of the Oilers. He's certainly been better than Stuart Skinner this year. So that's great. I wouldn't say that history has been particularly kind to either of these goalies as being consistent or someone you can look at and be like, they're having a good year, so they're going to keep having a good year. Like, no, these are guys that have had extremely high highs and extremely low lows.
Yeah.
So it's kind of an interesting move, I think, from the Oilers. I think the most interesting bit of this deal is that Tristan Jarry has 2 more years left after this year on his deal for $5.4 million. So that's kind of a commitment by the Oilers that Tristan Jarry is going to be on their team for the rest of this Connor McDavid contract.
Yep.
To me, that's pretty crazy that they're saying that he's going to be their goalie for that time. That's a big commitment to him. So I think for the Penguins, I don't think they think Stuart Skinner is that much worse than Tristan Jarry in terms of like day-to-day giving them a chance to win and potentially make the playoffs this year, which I think is currently what the goal is to give one last run to the old guys. I think Stuart Skinner can still be a part of that. I think Brett Kulak actually helps them quite a bit. I know he's been pretty bad for the Oilers, but guys need changes of scenery and stuff like that. And would be one of the most veteran guys on the Penguins blue line, on the left side, rather. Not the right side, obviously, where they have Carlson and Letang. But, he's a guy who's known for being more reliable, and that's kind of what the Penguins need on their blue line right now. So I think that's an awesome pick. I watched an interview with Kyle Dubas today, and he was just singing the praises of Kulak. He was like, this is the kind of guy that we want do. We saw this opportunity to actually make the team better. I genuinely think Dubas thinks that the team is better now. And they got a second round pick. Yeah. And I don't think he's wrong necessarily.
Yep.
I think Kulak does genuinely help the team. Skinner is, we'll see, obviously. Anything can happen with Jarry and Skinner, right? Jarry is the kind of guy that could go on an absolute heater and carry this Oilers team to a Stanley Cup. But so is Stuart Skinner.
Yeah.
But both of these guys have had playoff woes, have had, all these issues and stuff like that. I don't know. It seems very weird. But, yeah, Jarry's contract, 2 more years. Skinner and Kulak both expire this year. So whether or not the Penguins are in the playoff hunts or are they're sellers at the deadline, they can get value out of these guys. The other cool thing for the Penguins, I think, Skinner expiring, Shilovs is expiring at the end of this year. They have Murashov and Blomqvist that are sitting in the wings in their AHL right now that are both 2 young goalies that could potentially be something. Anyone could be the starting goalie in Pittsburgh next year, I think. Any of those 4 guys could be.
Yeah.
And that's true. That's true. Next week, too. But for sure next year.
Guys who could potentially fill in net any game. And there might not be a huge quality difference.
Yeah.
Shilov's obviously has been very good this year, but career-wise...
Well, he was at the beginning, but not lately. So, yeah. It's... There's certainly... There's a lot of goalies that could be the Penguins goalie both this year, but especially next year, I think. This really clears the way for them to let whoever it is that they like, whether it's Blomqvist or Murashov, both, and they want to move away from Shilovs and Skinner, whatever it is that they want to do, they have the flexibility to do so with their both their cap situation and like the length of contracts and stuff like that. So I think that was a tidy bit of work by Kyle Dubas there. Anything can happen with Tristan Jarry. I've watched this guy for years now. Like, literally anything can happen when he's in the net. He had 22 starts last year, and I think it was 6 times the first shot of the game went in the back of the net.
Does that include whenever he played for Wilkes-Barre?
No, that is just in the NHL. So... we didn't mention this, but Jarry was on waivers last year. If they really wanted him, they could have picked him up for literal free last year. The Penguins did not retain on his contract, so this is the exact same thing they could have picked up last year. So I think kind of wild. We haven't mentioned Sam Poulin at all. We shouldn't. He sucks. He's just an AHLer at this point. Barely a body that can play 4th line minutes in the NHL. So
notably, like the only 1st round pick since Ben Kendall to be drafted by the Penguins in the past decade.
That's true. What a terrible hit rate they had on 1st round picks during the Sid and Malkin era. So at least late in it. So but yeah. I don't know. It's certainly an interesting trade.
Interesting note that you didn't cover is the pick that came back from the Oilers, the 2nd rounder, is in 2029, which is after Connor McDavid's contract is up, the season afterwards. So if Connor McDavid says, "This is all you did. You got Trent Frederick and Tristan Jarry to let's go win a cup on a sort of sweetheart deal," then the Oilers could be in a lot of trouble, and this could be a nice pick.
Yeah, could be a very high 2nd round pick. So,
but I mean, just the fact that you're getting a second,
the fact that you're getting
Tristan
anything,
Jarry.
the fact that you're getting anything for Tristan Jarry, is crazy.
Yeah.
When this time last year, he was an unmovable contract. It was unmovable completely. And now, I mean, obviously he's played well this season. Not like ridiculously well to the point where he's going to get Vezina votes or anything like that. But he's played very well this season for them. But I don't know. It's just, I've seen this very reactionary from Stan Bowman. I'll say that. To go out and be like, okay, let's trade my extremely inconsistent guy who is not doing so hot right now for this extremely inconsistent guy that is doing so hot right now, but I also am committing to him for 2 more years at twice the amount of money that Stuart Skinner was making.
Yeah. I mean, I'll give Stan Bowman a little bit of credit. We talked about in the season preview kind of series that we did that, they didn't even make an attempt. Like, at least Detroit went and made an attempt with John Gibson.
That's true.
And
This is an attempt.
Face so far. So I'll give him some credit. He's trying something. And I don't even hate the acquisition of Jarry. It's just like the price that they paid.
Yeah.
Like, this is something where like I would have, if they gave you like a sixth.
And or
let's say if there was Skinner back to make the money work.
No pick. If it's also the other thing is why. I mean, I guess I know why, but like, how is it possible that Skinner wasn't the goalie that they kept when what's his face
with Pickard?
When Pickard has been the far worse goalie.
Yeah.
And they're making similar amounts of money, so it's not like it was like a money issue or anything like that. Like, for the price that they paid, you would expect that the Penguins would have gotten back Pickard instead.
Yeah. I do wonder if Skinner might have asked out. Mm-hmm. Like, he might have just been like, get me out of here. I'm tired of being the blame of every single loss when I have to play behind Bouchard and Nurse and Wallman every night.
Yeah, it's interesting about that. I think that could make him better in Pittsburgh just because there's really not a lot of pressure on Pittsburgh, I would say, from their like local media and stuff.
Yeah.
I think most people know kind of where Pittsburgh stands right now, and are happier about their performance than should be. Yeah. So, I mean, maybe he comes in and is terrible, and then it is bad for him. But if he's like even reasonable, I think it'll be good. And then Jarry is from Edmonton. He played juniors for the Oil Kings, and so kind of a homecoming for him. Kind of cool. Also, though, he's not a guy that has dealt well with pressure. And so I worry for his mental health, how the spotlight of being the scapegoat for his hometown team will be for him. So we'll have to see there. Hopefully, I like as much bad Tristan Jarry as I've seen. I still like Tristan Jarry, and I'm rooting for him, and I hope that he is able to do well in Edmonton because I think that'd be really cool for him. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. It's not a bet I would personally make.
not at this price.
Yeah, that's true. If there was no pick attached, probably I'm okay-ish with it. Although still I might not be, just because it's not the problem with Jarry is that you don't just get to try him out this year and see. You're stuck with the contract for 2 more years, right? So if it was a 1-year deal, or if the Penguins were retaining enough to make it so that it didn't matter if he was the backup, come next year or the year after, it's like, okay, fine, this is reasonable. But you're paying him almost $5.5 million for the next 3 years. Like, you've committed to him being basically your starting goalie for those years, unless you are able to pay someone to take him off your hands. In which case, you're even more in the hole than you were now with Skinner, who you could have just let walk for free. Right. Yeah. So, it's an interesting bit of contract work from Edmonton. It kind of seems like they've just picked Jarry, like that's just, they're all in on this. And as someone who's watched a lot of him, he's not a guy. I'm happy to be off the Tristan Jarry contract. Like.
I mean, we've had a lot of discussions, off air. You're a big Penguins fan. I'm a decent Penguins fan. And we talked about which guys have changed their tradability status this year, and especially with the team being good. And it's pretty much been like, if you could still get off Jarry, even with the team winning, it's probably still worth getting off Jarry. And even if it makes the team slightly worse this year, and the goaltending situation slightly worse, like. That contract is so bad that if you can hop off, then hop off.
Right.
And here they are, and they got a equivalent-ish goalie back.
Mm-hmm.
Also, one interesting note is that Stuart Skinner has been like remarkably healthy through his entire career. He has not missed hardly any time.
Yeah.
Jarry, not remarkably healthy.
Mm-hmm.
He's not like Glass.
Right, but he's missed some time.
But yeah, Stuart Skinner
missed
is
time
an
this
Iron
year.
Man of a goaltender. So, I mean, Edmonton, they might have Pickard and whoever else in net in the playoffs.
Oh, God.
There's a chance. And that's not really something you would have thought with Skinner. You'd like, okay, we're going to have Skinner.
Right.
For better or for worse.
For better or for worse.
And, you know, Jarry's not as reliable. And he's also 33. Mm-hmm. And he's probably not going to get more reliable as his career goes on.
Yeah. No, I think this is... I think you kind of know what you're going to get in terms of what Jarry's capable of and what he's not capable of. So it's just a matter of... It's just the same goaltending question that they had before, but now it makes twice as much money and you're on the hook for 2 more years.
Yeah. Yeah. Terrible move for Edmonton, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Just subjectively so. And like Sam Poulin is...
I don't know why. I mean, honestly, like the Penguins might have just been like, please take him off our hands. Like,
I mean, you might even get at least a guy with some kind of sauce.
That's true.
There
are other players on the Penguins that are reasonable acquisitions.
A Tomasino maybe, or a...
They could have had Tomasino for free as well if they wanted. Yeah, that's
true.
He was on
maybe
waivers.
Even an Avery Hayes, who the Pens don't seem to be super high on right now. Or I mean, I don't know. Mm-hmm. Braz is probably too high of a price, but
yeah,
there's some mid-tier prospects that you probably could have gotten that's more than Sam.
Yeah, I don't think Sam Poulin is either a prospect or an NHL player.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he is at this point, he's no longer a prospect. I don't think he has any chance of developing into being like an actual skilled player. And I don't think he's someone that you're benefiting from dressing at the NHL level.
Yeah.
And you kind of expect for them to get something. I don't know. It seems like a weird move. Maybe they just wanted their AHL team to get a little better,
I mean, maybe.
So something tells me that's not their biggest concern.
No, they're probably hoping that it's a dice roll that he'll be the missing piece of all.
He's gonna play on Connor McDavid's line before the end of the year. He's gonna play a game on Connor McDavid's line.
I mean, that's just... I'm not even an Edmonton fan. That's depressing.
The Penguins already tried that with Crosby. It didn't work.
Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the content, please be sure to like and subscribe and let us know in the comment section. Where do you agree with us? Where do you disagree with us? And I hope to see you all next time.